It is 2 in the morning in the middle of January, and you are lying inside a small wooden pod on a sidewalk in Germany. Outside, wind is pushing snow across an empty street. Inside, you are warm, you are dry, and for the first time in months, nobody can touch you while you sleep. Tonight, more than 500,000 Americans have no bed at all. But 20 strange and brilliant shelters are quietly keeping people alive, and this is what living inside them actually feels like. And the last one on this list belongs to an entire country that nearly ended homelessness for good. Number 1. The igloo. On the sidewalks of Paris, small white igloos started appearing a few winters ago. Each igloo is made of polyethylene foam, the same insulating material used in building construction. You crawl in through a low opening, pull a flap closed behind you, and something remarkable happens. Your own body heat warms the space. Inside an igloo, the air can be around 15 degrees warmer than the street outside, with no electricity, no flame, and no batteries. Residents say the strangest part is the quiet. The foam muffles the boulevard traffic until the whole city sounds far away. For the people sleeping along the Seine in February, that little white capsule has kept hearts beating through the coldest nights of the year. But a foam igloo keeps you warm without hiding you. And on the streets of Los Angeles, being hidden is half the battle. Number 2. The cardborigami. In Los Angeles, a designer named Tina Hovsepian created a shelter that folds like origami. The cardborigami is made of treated cardboard, coated to resist water and flame, and it collapses flat so you can carry it under one arm. When night comes, you unfold it in about 30 seconds into a curved cocoon, big enough for 1 or 2 people. Living with one changes your routine. You are no longer hunting for a doorway deep enough to hide in. You choose your spot, unfold your walls, and disappear from view. People who have slept in one say the privacy matters almost as much as the warmth. On Skid Row, where thousands sleep in the open, being invisible for 8 hours is its own kind of rest. One person can vanish into a cardboard cocoon. A mother with 3 children cannot. This next shelter was designed for her. Number 3. The Weatherhide Tent. This one was created after its designers learned how many people die on the winter streets of Delhi every single year. The Weatherhide is a reversible tent for an entire family. In winter, the silver reflective lining faces inward and bounces body heat back at you like a thermal blanket. In summer, you flip it, and the reflective side pushes sunlight away. It sets up without tools, and the walls block silhouettes, so a mother and her children inside cannot be watched from the street. Families describe the first night the same way. The children stop shivering, and then they finally sleep. The parents stay awake a little longer, watching them breathe, because it has been a long time since bedtime felt safe. But a family tent still needs a patch of ground to sit on. Some people never stop moving, so their shelter has to move with them. Number 4. The shelter suit. Picture zipping yourself into your own coat at midnight in a doorway in Amsterdam. The shelter suit is a heavy, windproof jacket with an insulated sleeping bag section that zips onto the bottom half, made from abandoned tents collected after music festivals across Europe, fabric that was literally built to survive rain and mud. During the day, the sleeping bag portion folds into a duffel bag on your shoulder. At night, you lie down anywhere, zip the 2 halves together, and pull the hood over your face. People who use it describe the same moment again and again, the moment the wind stops reaching your skin. On a night below freezing, that moment is the difference between waking up and not waking up. A coat that becomes a bed gets you through the night. It cannot give you neighbors. In Eugene, Oregon, volunteers decided the neighbors matter as much as the walls. Number 5. Conestoga huts. In Eugene, volunteers build small shelters shaped like the covered wagons that once crossed the American West. A Conestoga hut is about 60 square feet, with a wooden frame, thick insulation, a locking door, and a curved roof that sheds the endless Oregon rain. Living in one means joining a small managed camp with a shared kitchen tent, portable toilets, and neighbors who know your name. Residents talk about the sound. Rain hammering on the rounded roof all night, while you stay completely dry underneath it. After months in a wet sleeping bag under a bridge, that drumming stops being noise. It becomes proof that the water cannot reach you anymore. A hut keeps the rain off, but it cannot fill out your housing paperwork. The city of Oakland decided to attack both problems with the same humble little building. Number 6. Oakland's community cabins. Oakland, California took ordinary garden sheds, the kind sold at home improvement stores, and turned them into shelter villages. Each cabin holds 2 people, with beds, electric light, and heat. The sites have security, meals, and case managers who work on housing and paperwork right there on the property. Daily life is simple and structured. You wake up in a bed, you keep your belongings behind a locked door, and you meet with someone whose entire job is getting you out of that shed and into an apartment. For people coming in from the tent encampments along the freeway, a garden shed with a heater and a case manager is a launching pad. Garden sheds work, but building a village of them takes weeks. A company in Washington state got that down to under an hour per shelter. Number 7. Pallet shelters. Pallet builds 64 square foot shelters from aluminum and composite panels that a small crew can assemble in under an hour. Inside, there is a real bed, shelving, electrical outlets, heating, and a door that locks from the inside. Cities like Los Angeles have built entire villages of them, with bathrooms, laundry trailers, and hot meals on site. The first night is the one residents remember. You put your bag on the shelf, you turn the lock, you lie down on a mattress and listen to a heater hum. One man in a Los Angeles pallet village put it simply. He said he slept through the night for the first time in 3 years because nothing outside that door could reach him. But even a village like that is not right for everyone. Which brings us back to that wooden pod in Germany. Number 8. The Ulmer Nest. The pod from the very beginning of this video is real, and this is it. In the German city of Ulm, where winter temperatures fall well below freezing, engineers built one-person sleeping capsules from solid timber for people who refuse traditional shelters. Their reasons for refusing are heartbreakingly practical. Fear of theft, fear of violence in crowded dorm rooms, not wanting to abandon a dog who is their only companion. The Ulmer Nest answers all of it. You lift the hatch, climb in with your dog and your backpack, and close it behind you. Sensors check temperature and air quality, and a signal quietly tells outreach workers someone is inside, with no cameras watching you. Sleeping in one feels like sleeping inside a sturdy wooden boat while winter howls outside the hull. The Ulmer Nest protects anyone who climbs inside, but for women sleeping outside, the danger has a different shape. So Portland built a shelter where the gate matters as much as the roof. Number 9. Kenton Women's Village. In Portland, Oregon, architects and design students created a village of sleeping pods built specifically for women, one of the most vulnerable groups on any street. Each pod is a small, colorful structure with a bed, a window, and a locking door, arranged around a shared kitchen, showers, and gathering space. Women who have lived in the village describe finally sleeping deeply because the fear that follows homeless women everywhere stops at the village gate. There are house meetings, shared dinners, and neighbors who watch out for each other. Many residents move on to permanent apartments. The village works because it understands something crowded shelters often miss. Who sleeps around you matters as much as what you sleep inside. Now, a village like that catches people already living outside. This next idea catches people one step earlier while they still have a car. Number 10. Safe parking programs. For millions of people, the first stage of homelessness happens inside a vehicle. If you have kids or grandkids, understand that this is usually where young families land first, not under a bridge, in a minivan in a parking lot, hoping nobody notices. Cities across California, Washington, and Colorado now run sanctioned safe parking lots where people living in vehicles can park overnight legally with restrooms, security, and outreach workers who visit the lot. Nobody knocks on your window at 3 in the morning. You are not moving spots every night to dodge tickets, and no stranger is testing your door handle while you sleep. Parents describe the difference in one word: rest. The kids do their homework in the back seat under the floodlights, and in the morning, there is a bathroom to wash up in before school. A parking space holds a family who still has a car. When the car is gone too, London found an answer sitting in its own bus depots. Number 11. The London Sleep Buses. In London, a charity called Buses for Homeless took retired red double-decker buses and converted them into a rolling campus. One bus is filled with bunk beds and privacy curtains. Another is a full kitchen and dining room. Another holds classrooms and a well-being space for counseling and job training. Living there means climbing the same narrow staircase millions of commuters once climbed, except now it leads to your bed. Guests get weeks of stable sleep, hot meals, and help rebuilding their lives, all inside vehicles that used to carry people to work. There is something poetic about it. A bus takes you somewhere. For the men and women sleeping on the upper deck, these buses are taking them somewhere too. A bus gives you a bunk. During the pandemic, California went further and started buying buildings. Number 12. Motel rooms turned into homes. California launched Project HomeKey and started buying entire motels, converting hundreds of rooms into housing for homeless residents. Walk into one of these rooms and it looks ordinary. A bed, a bathroom, a small desk, a key card. But listen to how residents describe it. A private bathroom for the first time in 4 years. A hot shower whenever you want one, not when a schedule allows it. A door that opens with your own key. One older woman said she spent her first evening just sitting on the edge of the bed with the television on, because she could. Ordinary comfort, the kind you and I never think about, hits differently when it has been gone for years. Now pause for a moment, because this part matters. If money is getting dangerously tight for you, or you know someone who is one bad month away from losing everything, I put together something called the Veteran's Blueprint. It walks through the survival strategies and assistance programs most people have never heard of, step by step, in far more detail than I can fit into a YouTube video. Real steps you can take this week, even with nothing in your pocket, whether you are a veteran or not, and whether you need the help yourself or want to hand it to someone you love. The link is in the description below. So, a motel room gives one person a door. But Los Angeles needed hundreds of doors at once, and the answer was sitting in a shipping yard. Number 13. Shipping container apartments. In Los Angeles, the Hilda L. Solis Care First Village stacked dozens of shipping containers into a modern apartment complex with more than 200 units, built in a fraction of the time normal construction takes. Each container became a private studio with a bathroom, climate control, and a real window. From the outside, the building looks like modern architecture, with colorful panels and outdoor walkways. From the inside, residents say it feels like exactly what it is: an apartment. Your mail arrives. Your neighbors say good morning on the walkway. Steel boxes that once carried cargo across the Pacific Ocean now hold 200 people sleeping behind their own front doors in the middle of downtown Los Angeles. Containers still need cranes, welders, and permits. A nonprofit called Dignity Moves wanted the same privacy without the wait. Number 14. Dignity Moves Rooms. Dignity Moves builds interim housing villages on borrowed land, using modular units that go up in months instead of years. Every single person gets a private room with a bed, a desk, a window, and a door that locks. That sounds basic. It is revolutionary. Traditional shelters put 50 strangers in one room on cots, and many people would rather risk the street than sleep like that. In a Dignity Moves village in Santa Barbara, residents hold down regular jobs because they can finally sleep, shower, and iron a shirt in privacy. Case managers work on site. The model is spreading across California for one simple reason. When you give someone a door, they start planning what comes after it. Every unit so far came out of a factory. This next shelter arrives folded up on the back of a truck. Number 15. Concrete canvas shelters. Concrete canvas is a fabric impregnated with cement. You inflate the shelter with air, spray it down with water, and within 24 hours the fabric hardens into a solid concrete shell that lasts more than a decade. It was designed for disaster zones and military use. and it is now drawing interest for homeless housing. Think about the timeline. Monday night, you are under a tarp. Tuesday night, you are inside fireproof, waterproof concrete walls. The shell stays cool in summer, holds heat in winter, and shrugs off storms that would shred a tent in minutes. People who have stood inside one describe knocking on the wall in disbelief, because yesterday it was folded fabric on a truck bed, 10 years of solid walls created with air and a garden hose. Concrete needs a truck and a crew. This next home arrives in a flat box, like furniture. Number 16. Flat Pack Tiny Home Kits. Across North America, churches, veteran groups, and neighborhood volunteers order flat pack tiny home kits and assemble them in a single day. The finished homes run between 80 and 200 square feet, insulated, wired for electricity, with windows and a locking door. Life inside is compact. A bed, a small heater, a hot plate, hooks for your clothes. But residents almost never talk about the size. They talk about the lock. If you have slept outside with one eye open, afraid of being robbed or attacked, a deadbolt is not hardware. It is the first full breath you have taken in a year. Volunteers can build you a tiny home in a day, but you are still a guest inside it. In Eugene, Oregon, one nonprofit asked a question almost nobody had tried. What happens if the residents become the owners? Number 17. Emerald Village. At Emerald Village, built by a nonprofit called Square One Villages, each resident pays a modest monthly amount, and part of it buys them a share in the housing cooperative. They attend meetings, they vote on village decisions, they maintain the gardens and the common house together. Residents who arrived from the streets describe the shift in their own words. The village stops feeling like a program and starts feeling like a neighborhood. Some have lived there for years now, with real equity to their name, and that equity changes how a person walks down their own street. Ownership changes the resident. This next invention changes the construction site itself, because the builder is a robot. Number 18. The 3D printed homes. In Austin, Texas, a company called Icon uses a giant robotic printer called the Vulcan to print entire houses from a cement-based material, layer by layer, in about 2 days of print time. The finished homes have smooth, curved walls, real plumbing, air conditioning, and front porches. Residents say the printed walls make the houses strangely peaceful. The thick material blocks sound and holds a steady temperature, so the Texas heat stays outside. But ask the people living in them what matters most, and they rarely mention the robot. They mention the mailbox, because a mailing address means job applications, medical letters, and birthday cards. A machine builds the walls. The address rebuilds the life. And those printed homes sit inside a neighborhood unlike anywhere else in America. Number 19. Community First Village. Just outside Austin, the nonprofit Mobile Loaves and Fishes built a 51-acre neighborhood for people coming out of chronic homelessness, including those printed homes alongside hundreds of tiny houses and RVs. There is an outdoor movie theater, community gardens, an art studio, a blacksmith forge, and a car care business where residents earn real income. Neighbors sit on porches in the evening. The founder says something worth remembering. Housing alone will never solve homelessness, but community will. Residents who spent decades under overpasses now give guided tours to visitors, pointing out their own front doors. Some have planted fruit trees. You do not plant a tree unless you plan on staying. 19 shelters, each one an invention. The last entry on this list is not an invention at all. It is a decision. Number 20. The country that nearly solved it. Finland adopted a national policy called Housing First. Instead of making homeless people earn housing by first getting sober, finding work, and completing programs, Finland hands them a permanent apartment with a normal rental contract, then surrounds them with support workers. There are no gadgets in this one. An ordinary flat in an ordinary building in Helsinki, with your name on the lease and someone checking in to help. And it worked. While homelessness climbed across Europe and America, Finland's numbers fell year after year, and rough sleeping nearly vanished from the streets of Helsinki. The logic is almost embarrassingly simple. Nobody recovers from addiction, trauma, or unemployment while freezing on a park bench. Give a person 4 walls and a key first, and everything else becomes possible. Every shelter in this video fights the cold. Finland proved you can also simply end the fight. So look at what you just walked through. A foam igloo warmed by a heartbeat. A coat that becomes a bed. A shed with a caseworker. A pod with a lock. A container with a mailbox. A village with fruit trees. And finally, a country that decided a home is where recovery starts, not where it ends. Every rung on that ladder exists right now, built mostly by ordinary people who refuse to look away. Designers, students, church volunteers, retirees with power drills. None of them waited for permission, and none of them needed millions of dollars to start. If this touched you, hit subscribe, because every week I cover real innovations changing lives that the mainstream media ignores. If you or someone you love is close to the edge, the Veteran's Blueprint is waiting in the description. Now click the video on your screen. It picks up exactly where this one leaves off.